one of the best things that happened during COVID, and I will give you a lot of COVID examples, is because with Pasha, what we were doing is in the first 3 months after March, we were sort of like interviewing people in the tech industry. How are you? How are you surviving? Are you okay? Can we help you? Or, can we guide you? So there were specific companies who worked with hospitality and tourism, right? And जब मैंने उनसे बात की तो उन्होंने कहा कि यार शमीम बहुत ही बुरे हालात हैं बॉटम लाइन के 50% गिर गया है, हम कस्टमर्स को जो है वो रेट भी स्लो दे रहे हैं, फिर भी हमारे पास काम नहीं आ रहा. मैंने उनके साथ 2 महीने के बाद बात की एंड ही सेड नहीं जी बड़ा अच्छा है, बड़े जी क्या किया आपने? पिवट किया जी. क्या पिवट किया जी? ई कॉमर्स में घुस गए, ई कॉमर्स के प्रोडक्ट बना ही रहे थे, उसको तेज कर दिया और उसको मार्केट कर दिया. So see, and they started earning more than they were before. So pivoting is that.
Thank you, Shamim. Thank you. Talat, over to you.
Shamim, thank you so much. Some great tips over there, I'm sure, for audiences listening in terms of both technical and non-technical skills. I think let's move on to, I'd love to know, and I'm sure the audience would love to know, what is one project in your entire career, entire life, maybe one project that you're really, really proud of, the proudest of. So that's one part of my question. And then really on your journey, what were a couple of huge challenges you had and how did you overcome them? So let's talk first about your favorite project and why.
Okay, so hold on, give me a second. Favorite project, I mean, I wanted to start with Genetech, but Genetech is like my bread and butter. If I talk about my favorite project in the last few years, maybe this a project that I started to give back to the community. So commercial projects to bahut sare hote hain na, you don't talk about, you just earn from that, you don't talk about them. But there's this project that's very close to my heart, is Code Girls. So Code Girls is a project that I started in 2018, the mid of 2018, with a couple of partners. The idea of this project was to give back to the community. That was the general notion in the head. But we obviously, whenever you start something and something social, you are solving a problem. I mean, whenever you start anything, you're solving a problem, right? So what were my problems? My problems were I couldn't find girls in the industry. So before 2018, my diversity ratio was at 10%. Even having said that, having a CXO founder, a women CXO founder, my diversity ratio in technology was 10%. And I looked around and I looked at other companies, other good companies, they were all the same, so 10% or below. So that was one problem. Women were not coming into tech. The other problem was कि जो बच्चियाँ जो BCom BA कर लेती थी, वो ज़्यादातर they would end up going to these accounting कर लिया, school पढ़ा लिया, teacher बन गए, बैंक में काम कर लिया, या किसी grocery store में लग गए. You know, they didn't think that they were worthy of anything more than that. And that was a I was looking at from the technology side as a resource pool that we're not leveraging on, right? So that was the other problem. The third problem was लड़कियों का बहुत बड़ा मसला होता है कराची में, especially city like Karachi, is to commute.
Yes.
So these were the problems that I was looking at. So then we said, let's start Code Girls and let's target these problems, try to find a resolution to these problems. So what Code Girls did is we targeted girls from lower income families, middle income families, different institutions like the Citizens Foundation, Kiran Foundation, and other institutions, tier 2, tier 3 universities. That was our main target. कि हम उनको target करेंगे, उनको लाएंगे, उनको हम train करेंगे in technology. So right now our tracks are like 6 months each, और हम उनको 1 साल में या 8 महीने में इस काबिल बना देंगे कि ये industry में adopt हो सके. Industry should be able to absorb them. So the idea was not just to train them. The idea was to make sure that we do training in such a way that they get absorbed by the industry. So industry wants them. So we started that program, right? How do we solve the 3 problems? The number 1 problem was कि जी मेरा diversity. So if I'm able to get good graduates out, मेरा diversity ratio बढ़ जाएगा. आज मेरा diversity ratio 32% है, because I have around, if not more, 12 to 14 girls from code girls working with me. Then दूसरा problem के जो है वो भी उनको जो है we bring them into the fastest growing vertical. They move from being a teacher, an accountant, or a housewife into working in technology. They started to earn, starting with 30K, 25K, 30K. Next year it's 50K, 60K, depending on how well they are. Third year, you can say 80, 90, maybe 100, depending on how they are. So in 3 years, we bring them into 6 figures, right? Teesra problem, commute. I don't know of any other technology that survived COVID except for IT with work from home, right? So this was the only industry that did that. So these were the problems that we found the IT to be resolution of. How did we do it? How are we different from others? Because there's so many other programs in the market that do the exact same thing. The training to sabko karate. How are we different? So what we did is we made sure that the industry was involved. So when we did the curriculum course outline, we got it vetted by the industry. I said, I ran a survey. I said, "Aapko kya chahiye? Top talent." So top, 3 to 4 cheezein humne utha li. Then फिर हमने उस पे course curriculum बनाया. We sent it to the industry. We said, vet it. So experts in the industry. They vetted it. They sent it back to us. Then we, sort of rolled that out to the girls. That's the first thing. What is the other thing that we did? We made sure every person that taught these girls was not a trainer, was not a teacher, was a professional from the industry. उसको शायद पढ़ाना नहीं आता होगा, लेकिन उसको काम आता है. तो वो ये कहेगा यार ये इसको साइड पे करें. The book, keep it on the side. I'll show you how it's done. So वो बिठा के वो दिखाएगा, देखो ऐसे होगा काम. I think that was a turning point. That was the turning point, because then these girls were so much more confident कि यार हम ये सब कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, तीसरा जो चीज हमने इंट्रोड्यूस की थी कोडिंग के साथ, we made sure that we gave 25% of their time to soft skills, because one of the biggest problems with girls, even if you teach them, is imposter syndrome. वो कहती थी हमसे होगा ही नहीं, unless until I'm 110% sure I'm not going to be able. So we gave them soft skills like communication skills, harassment workshop. What is harassment? How do you identify it? Is somebody harassing you? Are you harassing somebody? That's also a thing, right? And then how do you overcome it? Business communication ho gaya, entrepreneurship skills ho gayi, financial literacy. How a lot of these girls did not even have a bank account. They did not even know how to write a check, right? All of these workshops were intertwined with this coding bootcamp. Or we made sure that all of these trainings, these workshops were conducted by role models, not just anybody. कोई भी नहीं उठ के आके पढ़. जिस तरह से हमने coding में make sure किया था कि professionals ही आके पढ़ाएंगे with at least 3 years of experience, हमने यहाँ पे भी make sure किया कि role models आते हैं from the industry. So for example, अगर आपका harassment का workshop है तो रमशा जहांगीर आके पढ़ा रही हैं from she's a journalist, she's from Dawn News, वो आके उसको conduct करा रही हैं. अगर आपकी financial literacy की workshop है, so we have a lady called Nurjahan Arif, वो काफी साल से corporate में काम करी हैं, वो आके उसको पढ़ा रही हैं. So that sort of things, so उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ गया. 6 महीने के बाद जब ये graduates निकले, one of the other things that we did is we invited the industry at the graduation ceremony, because these girls had built projects, websites, and these girls presented those projects. What happened out of that is the industry was like, okay, this is a good lot. How do we hire them? Then we introduced a job portal, and now हमारे पास बहुत regularly जो है वो job requirements आते हैं industry से, the likes of System, the likes of Temple, the likes of Contour, the likes of Fatima Gobi Ventures, we just signed up an MOU with them, the likes of Baikia, everybody. और वो जो है हमें JDs भेजते हैं, हम डालते हैं, whatever girls match, they apply, we filter, we send it back to them. That is how we call it the circle of life. We're completing that circle of life. So that's what's happening. But I think I thoroughly enjoy that project. और हमेशा मैं अपनी टीम से कहती हूँ कि हर project जब आप करते हैं, and you add, whether it's a commercial project or it's a social project, when you add value to that project and you want to make sure that that project is successful for your customer, for right now, my customer is for the girls that are in the program, right? So फिर उसके by products आते